So with the three strong frontliners, beefy front, it's going to be hard for them to reach the backline even.
There it is, game number 2 of AP BREN against Aura Fire. Could be the very last game in the series for Group C, at least for Stream C. Kautizi and Van, two decorated junglers, but Kautizi has definitely had a much better game in game 1. You can say the same for the gold lane as well, Kabuki and Super Marco, where Super Marco just had a very dominant game number 1.
Yeah, Super Marco, a perfect game for him. No kills on him. So it was great. He could probably do that again now that he has great protection in front. So got to keep an eye on that. But Onward goes in onto bat, but it's still early. Everyone's still level 1, level 2, not having enough of those skills yet to get that first split.
There's a lot of contests on this river at least. They want to keep the Lancelot safe as much as possible, but BREN, once more, this is what they love to do. A bit of disrespect, a bit of dominance, high, forced away already. Orange buff under contention. This Baptiste will not be able to pose much of a nuisance as Van still secures the buff with the help of his team. But you can see that AP BREN, the idea, right, just to interrupt the jungle pathing as much as possible.
Ooh, lots of assassin as well as fighter type emblems for AP BREN. No one's going in for like tankiness emblems, so that means they're going to take more fights just like now.
And first blood instantly going over to the side of AP BREN. That won't be taken by Oakwood. The decimate will be there by Kautizi, as he was able to take down his counterpart. Van drops. Not the start you want as Aura Fire.
Yeah, team fights is the name of the game for AP BREN here, and they're not leaving this lane just yet. Kabuki has no space to farm as he needs to back out. At the same time, the total is up, and Kimura is starting it though, but we can expect a rotation coming for AP BREN to go up to deny it.
Yeah, absolutely. You see High also and out-trade in the middle lane, right? Again, there's just a aroma for the side of Aura Fire. You really are looking at Sin to be able to do something in these team fights. You gotta make sure that you don't have your RWM stolen by few as well. Total will get resetted. AP BREN, they're not in a rush to get the objective as Van once more having his cam stolen underneath his nose. It's gonna be a tough one for Aura Fire to contest this.
And Kimura has arrived. He will be at the forefront because he's the tankiest of them all. But even so, there's only so much that he can do, especially try to protect the backline. And now Van being chased away by Flapdeezy, while Kautizi happily takes away the turtle.
Nothing that Van can do, right? You get hit by the penalty zone, instantly you're tethered to it's a very restricted spot. So Aura Fire, they're gonna lose that objective and still trying to find certain openings, right? And I think there's a lot of responsibility for High and Van to really get the ball rolling. But AP BREN, they are just playing together as a unit, and it's very hard to get these individual pickoffs for Aura Fire.
Yeah, and that's part of the idea of AP BREN, right? It's like move as a unit, try to get team fights, and as long as they can do that, Aura Fire, pick up players like High, will have a very difficult time to do his one-shot. So the only way that he can do his one-shot is, I don't know, try to get lucky that someone's left alone at the lane, I guess.
Yeah, that could be the approach, right? But for Aura Fire, I think that you, as much as this game is slowing down, because you are running a Claude, so it is okay for the game to slow down a little bit. You want this Claude to be able to farm up, get 2 to 3 items before he really starts to become effective. But at the same time, you also want to make sure that Van doesn't get invaded as much and doesn't have any extra pressure put onto him. He's already one full level behind Kautizi, and it's only going to get worse because that means you are always going to lose out in retribution fights. You're always going to lose out in objective contests.
Okay, Ong went down to 50% health, but no worries. He can just swap in, swap out with his teammates. Flat easy, yep, not going to be an issue. He can evade that as well. And just look at the chunkiness that they have. At this level, early stage, is still not going to be enough damage for Aura Fire to pick out anyone one-on-one. Super Marco even. Oh, the follow-up beautifully rotated by AP BREN. They have this all part of the plan.
Yeah, so tough for Kabuki to deal with. Right? You are in a losing matchup against Super Marco, and your entire team was drawn to the other side of the map. So AP BREN, they was like, wow, it's a free kill down bot, we're gonna take it. Turtle now spawning as Aura Fire. They're going to catch a fight in the jungle. Kaltizi actually dropping low, but unfortunately High ends up going down. They go for one trade. Kimura though caught in a rough spot, finished off by Super Marco as the Turtle now down to less than half health. Baptiste keeping Sin in place, the penalty zone, and RWM used by Few as well. Van will take the Turtle away, but Sin is on the run. Baptiste looking for him. Sin most likely will go down. Van surely will. 2 kills for AP BREN.
You know, it's like that meme, right? It's like, you got the total, but at what cost? That is exactly what happened to Van. He got it, but ooh, he loses teammates. High could be the next one as well.
Just absolutely shoved away from this mid-tier 1, and this is a big problem for Aura Fire. You lost a mid-tier 1 under 6 minutes. The jungle is now going to be a free-for-all, and this Lancelot is not going to have a good time at all. You're going to lose your objectives. All the buffs will start to be invaded by AP BREN. Aura Fire, they gotta somehow come up with a contingency plan, right? You're looking to somehow try to trade that mid-tier 1 if possible, but it's easier said than done.
Yeah, and speaking about trades now, if Owen knows that High is there, he'll definitely try to go in for it. But Kabuki is there as well to guard him. More like Owen guarding Kabuki at this point. Looking at the movement of BREN, right? Every day talk about like, okay, Aura Fire, if they want to get pickoffs, they need to get lucky to find someone all alone. BREN, nobody is alone if you think about it.
It's, again, right, you can see AP BREN, they're putting so much pressure onto Kabuki. I mean, sure, High is there, but I do not feel like High can protect Kabuki himself. He's going to try to go for a cheeky. One shot gets interrupted by Kaltizi. AP BREN came prepared, and with High down, this turret is gone. I don't think Aura Fire can hold this for long. They will be able to stave off the wave just for a while, but Aura Fire once more, right? They bring 3 members up top. Van is going to farm bot and try to catch up. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and Kaltizi is just roaming behind, so he's giving information to his teammates as well as to how many people from Aura Fire are there. Kimura on the other side, Owen catches him, so he's going to stop him there, but at the same time, Super Marco definitely secures the turret as like what you mentioned, and now they're pretty focused on the bottom lane instead.
Turtle spawn, the third one, the third and final one of this game. Baptiste once more looking to isolate Van, making sure he doesn't get in, but penalty zone will miss. So Van will be part of this contest. Kaltizi though in a fight, trying to take down Van, but he ends up getting destroyed by High. Lovely rough waves to get the kill, and that means that now AP BREN has lost their bargaining chip. Kabuki also takes down the mid-tier 1. That is exactly what you want to do if you are Aura Fire.
Yeah, but Aura Fire loses the real-world manipulation. Now that they don't have it, AP BREN can go in. As of now, Van will manage to secure the objective.
And lovely stuff, honestly. I mean, for the stuff of Aura Fire, Van gets the turtle. They even, they didn't have to, they didn't lose too much, in fact, in the interaction. So overall, Aura Fire, they open up the middle lane. Kabuki gets a ton of farm in the meantime. And they get the objective.
Okay, High is alone. Tries to get away with the rough waves. But Super Marco will be there. Okay, here we go. High will be okay.
Not even want to take any risk at all. Kabuki just showing up at bottom side as well. He's gonna always have either High or Sin with it, right? And in this case, this is not as ideal. Both your cores in the same lane. You're gonna share a bit of resources. It does relegate Kimura to this pseudo roamer role, right? Because he doesn't really have much space to farm anymore. All the tier 1s have gone down. Van is going to be cutting the wave. Kabuki will be doing the same in the side lane. And Kimura, he's just left to kind of be that tank that opens up the map because High can't really do it on a Kadita.
Oh, and look at the items. Aura Fire don't have the items yet to deal with.
Minotaur kill.
Yeah, even the rough waves, not enough damage. And AP BREN is able to tank that, and now without the rough waves, they can go in. They know that one skill is out, but the real-world manipulation is still there.
Watch out, Kabuki is going to be the hero. Ogun blows his Minoran Rage. Not much of a knockout. Sindo, he's going to get sniped by Super Marco, and Few will go in for the finisher, and suddenly everything goes haywire for Aura Fire as AP BREN, with a pincer maneuver, catches them off guard, left, right, and center. 3 dead for Aura Fire, and they only got Few, which is a small price to pay for AP BREN. They get the Lord.
Oh, I really like how AP BREN waited for the real-world manipulation. The moment it's popped out, they go in and they take out Sin. Sin didn't have much life anyway that time, so there's no way he could take out anything. Just like one shot, and he's gone. Real world manipulation had no effect onto AP BREN.
Absolutely zero, right? And you gotta really commend Super Marco. He got that snipe that brought Sin down low and triggered AP BREN, gives him a great green light to go for the contest, because Sin going down basically means that Orify will lose a lot of that control, a lot of that the utility in these team fights. Meanwhile, bottom man Kabuki gonna solo kill Few as the Lord gets taken care of in the top side. So Kabuki doing massive work. Unfortunately, he's gonna be traded back by Kautizi.
Yeah, I mean, a Kabuki, a Claude versus a Valentina 1v1, you would expect a Claude to win that fight. But the follow-up after that is where he loses. So with that loss, this opens up the bottom lane. The turret will definitely be taken out. Kautizi will be there. Kimura and Sin, nothing much you can do except just becoming a spectator at the bottom.
All things considered, right? AP BREN are just 2,000, they were just shy of 3,000 net worth lead. It is still fairly close, honestly. Again, Kabuki, we say that he is the guy in game one that is gonna save the team. Like, we need Kabuki to come online. We need him in these fights to make heroic plays, and we have seen that he's able to do so. But the rest of the team, they gotta be able to back him up.
Well, at least this time, they will be overly dependent on Kabuki. If they don't have Kabuki, they still have Van. They can dish out the damage. Because going in for an Assassin Emblem, so expect him to build a little bit more damage and not going for the tanks a lot instead. So with that being said, at least they have a backup in case Kabuki goes down, or vice versa. If Van goes down, Kabuki is there to still dish out the damage.
You can see Kautizi as well. Easily hops over the wall. I mean, Van will try to clear the wave as much as he can, right? Just making sure that at least one of the waves is going to be shoved in favor of Aura Fire, but even then, they don't really have the best means of rotating. I mean, look at this. Kabuki playing with fire, literally. Van does see this rotation. Super Marco is going to be the target. Van knows that he can't win this. Meanwhile, Hai just shredded by Phil and Flapteezy.
He couldn't. He wasn't able to even pull off anything from there. Rough wave, still not used. Goes down just like that, giving the kill away to AP BREN. And now Kautizi, although they see he's alone, but he's actually not. Flapteezy has arrived and they just need information where Sin will be at. Sin is way behind, just keeping himself safe right now because he knows that the Lord will be the next contest.
14 minutes in, AP BREN slowly but surely winning down the Lord a little bit. Van has to be very careful with Flapteezy zoning him out. Don't want to get hit by the penalty zone, that's for sure. Kimura also shows up to the battlefront. Kabuki able to secure the orange buff for himself. And once more, look at Super Marco. Unthinkable position.
Okay, Ogren. I don't think they know that Ogren is there though. So Mineral Fury can come out. Okay, here he goes. Ogren reveals himself so he knows that he's in the bush. But anytime soon, the Mineral Fury will come out. They can combo in this fight.
And Hai is coming from the back as well. Real manipulation, start things off. Van waiting for the safety. Hai goes in. Can't get it done again. He interrupted before he got anything off. Aura Fire needs the lore and he can't get it. It's awkward to secure the objective of all people. The Mad Cow giving AP BREN the breath of life that they need. 2 kills for AP BREN and Aura Fire, they are sent packing.
Great idea from Hai to go for the back line. I know he wants to do the one shot, rough ways onto the back, onto Few, but Few sidestep away the moment he notices that he is on the way. What a great mechanical move that's shown by him. And with that, they managed to win the fight, and now the counter is coming from AP BREN to take down the turrets.
The absolute, I mean, disaster for Aura Fire, right? Hai, not the first time he got interrupted trying to pull out the full combo, but AP BREN are so aware. Top inhibitor down, bottom inhibitor under siege, and it's just Kimura trying to defend the structure. It is not doable. AP BREN will break both side lanes, and Aura Fire in the same position that they were in the previous game. Kabuki doing work on both side lanes with the better mirror image, trying to take everything into his own hands, gets sniped from afar, losing most of his health bar. Aura Fire trapped in their base.
Ooh, now this is the moment where Aura Fire, how are you going to come out, all right? Even if we look at item differentiation, okay, first, gold difference is about 7K towards AP brand. They pretty much have everything in the bag right now. Maybe just about like one item for some of the heroes, but that's about it. But for Aura Fire, look at how far higher is he's like 3 items away to completion. So that's the big difference.
Look at this. I mean, look at AP brand, right? Almost 7,000 net worth advantage. 2 lords in hand. The third one spawning in 70 seconds at the bottom side. We talk about how Kimura is relegated to a role where he's just looking to be a tank, right? Looking to open up the map, because we see every time Highs try to do that, he gets destroyed by AP brand. So Kimura, his hands are tied, that's for sure.
Yeah, he went for full tank items. So he's expected to be the target man. And with Brand knowing that, obviously they'll be like, okay, when you see him, it's just like, just tickle him, but don't go full on engage with him. Yes, Abandon is naturally tanky enough, but you can of course go different kind of builds. But Kimura, there's no other choice except for Kimura being the only tank for them.
What is the way for Aura Fire to come back into this claw? I mean, we say that Kabuki is the win con at this point. Even at the damage leaderboard, right? Kabuki is the only one who is reliably dishing out damage. But we saw what happened in game 1. He couldn't do it on his own.
Yeah, in fact, he's the top damage dealer amongst all. But yeah, like you say, right? If he gets taken out, like what we saw in game 1, that's it. Game over. Unless Van will be the second one. But if you look at the damage output, Van is not dealing as much damage as RFI would have hoped for. So with that kind of track record, unless he can scale towards the later stage of the game, then great. But if not, if it's still down to Kabuki, then it's going to be the same story again for AP Brand.
The Lord used already, and Van did find Flap TZ in the brush. Kyle TZ slowly working on the Lord also. Kabuki's going to show up early.
Okay, here we go. The dance, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle TZ really starting it up, and he knows he can because RFI is now in the deficit. They know that they can't go in because they will be worried about the whole team fight thingy. Oh, look at the damage. 60% health shredded onto Kabuki just like that.
Yeah, Kabuki's going to heal up with the minion wave. Does have the Demon Hunter sword, so it's back to full health, back to a healthy state. High. I feel like he has to be the one to find that flank, right? But it's easier said than done, Kabuki! Holy!
Look at this. Not even Kimura is brave enough to go in, like sending Kabuki to poke a bit. There was a little bit of a risk that Kabuki would have been caught out. But speaking about getting caught, Flaptizi, nope, he's tanky enough still. He is a Terizla. So if this goes on, then for sure AP Brand can secure the Lord. But Aurafire is just waiting for the right moment still. 40% health left on the Lord. They won't go in anytime soon.
Cloud, look at the top wave though. It is stacking up. They got it. Aurafire, that force back. It was on a plan, right? AP Brand, they are just waiting for that wave to stack up. And Aurafire would have to make a decision. And guess who is going to handle that wave? It's Kabuki. He's not going to be around for this fight. I mean, Van has to pull off a heroic play. He has to get this Lord to even keep the game intact. They're going to go straight to the back. Kimura, they found him! Super Marco bursted by high! Aurafire needed that and feel under danger. Van pounces onto him and he goes down as well. There's 2 dead for AP Brand. This is the fight that Aurafire has been looking for. And AP Brand completely caught off guard. This Lord now is in control by Aurafire.
Marco, and the moment they got the target, this is it. Aurafire is back on track. And the decision to set Kabuki up, well, looks like it was a bait for AP Brand.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kabuki shows up top and you see this concealed play from High and Kimura somehow reading Super Marco. And AP Brand, they have lost all the lead that they previously garnered for themselves. Aurafire, they're back in the game, and this is a Luminous Lord. It's the 3rd one of the game, and it's AP Brenston to play base defense.
Ooh, okay, not the position that you want to be in, play the defensive role. But anyway, the members of AP Brand, they are now up and running again. But for Aurafire, on the other hand, they'll be waiting for the Lord to arrive before they push in. But this will be the big question. How are they going to push in? When they get funneled at the doorstep of the base, that is where AP Brand can work strongest because they got all the team fight skills.
I feel like you just have to get one more one shot onto Super Marco, right? That's his only death so far in this game. But if Aura Fire can blow him up one more time, this game is gonna end right then and there. More coming in the bottom. The bottom inhibitor is going to go down instantly. Nothing much that AP BREN could do to defend it. Super Marco has to be the hero. Van straight to the back. Super Marco still staying alive. Will have to return to the fountain to queue up. Meanwhile, the RWM will be used with Immortality powered by Cow TZ. Big penalty zones to the back by Slap TZ. Super Marco needs to go absolutely huge, but it's not doable as Slap TZ falls. Super Marco nowhere to be seen. Not finding a safe way to do out the damage. Van straight to the back. They got open with the Immortality, but Kabuki is going to show up with the Wisdom of Nature, but shredded by Super Marco as he guns him down. Super Marco flickers forward. Super Marco with 3 in a row. And Aura Fire overstepped. AP BREN punishes them.
Say it again. Say his name again. Super Marco. Super performance there. Sidestepping. All the skills. Sidestepping. Everything trying by Aura Fire to be thrown at him. And he survives, and with that, he's able to dish out that amount of damage. Look at this against a team fight as what we expected. All the skills thrown in at one area when Aura Fire is funneled into the base. But look at the distance for Super Marco. It's just sidestepping everything while dishing out the damage to defend the base for their team.
And they just got high as well. Super Marco has the Immortality. Sin is gonna get knocked back. Gets rid of Super Marco. Decimate on top of him. Goes into the Winter Trunket, but he's gonna come out and face the wrath of AP BREN. And just like that, Cloud, in the blink of an eye, AP BREN, they are in the driver's seat. Aura Fire only has 3 members to defend this. Sin and High out for more than half a minute. They gotta wait 30 seconds for High to come back. Almost 40 plus seconds for Sin to return. And AP BREN, they're gonna split all 3 lanes. The middle inhibitor under fire. Kabuki, can you hold on? Van straight to the back, looking for Super Marco, but he's gonna get shredded very quickly. Super Marco just stands his ground, and there's nothing that Aura Fire could do. But Super Marco, he's not done just yet. Cow TZ with the Decimate, gets to the Kimura. Super Marco finds a double. Super Marco looking for Kabuki. Kabuki is gonna fall, and Aura Fire, they burn to ashes as AP BREN completely